Have you ever noticed that the people who speak the least often say the most? They don't raise their voices to be heard. They ask questions that make the world go silent. Because a real question has power. It doesn't attack, it awakens. But every kind of power comes with a price. Use it to silence others and you become a manipulator. Use it to awaken them, and you become wise. Socrates understood this truth better than anyone. He never shouted, never forced anyone to agree with him. He asked, he listened, and he let people expose the weakness in their own beliefs. His goal was never to win. His goal was to wake people up. That is what it means to think like a Stoic. To question your mind before you question the world. To choose silence over noise. To speak with intention, not with impulse. The Stoics believed that wisdom begins when you stop reacting and start reflecting. And in that stillness, you discover something most people spend their entire lives avoiding. Yourself. In this world, people chase being right more than being real. They fill every silence with words, as if noise can hide insecurity. But silence reveals truth. When someone argues, they build a wall of words. A single question, placed gently, can make that wall fall. Ask someone, how do you know that's true? And suddenly their confidence turns into confusion. Not because you're smarter, but because you've made them see how little they've actually examined their own thoughts. Most people don't think. They repeat. They absorb opinions from the world, wear them like clothing, and call them truth. But a mind that never questions itself is a prisoner, not a philosopher. Socrates believed that awareness begins the moment you start asking, and so he asked everything. What is justice? What is courage? What is a good life? His students couldn't answer right away because the truth is never simple. It's buried beneath ego, pride, and fear. Every time you ask why, you peel another layer away. Every time you pause before reacting, you become stronger than the emotion that tried to control you. The Stoics taught the same lesson. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who ruled with reason, once wrote that the greatest victory is to conquer yourself. He wasn't talking about war. He was talking about the war inside. The battle between reaction and reflection, between what you feel and what you know, between the noise of the world and the voice within. That is the battlefield of the modern mind. And the weapon that wins that war is awareness. So the next time someone offends you, don't react. Ask yourself, why did that affect me? When you're angry, ask, is this emotion useful or destructive? When you're afraid, ask, what story am I telling myself right now? The world teaches you to answer fast. Stoicism teaches you to question slow. The one who pauses before reacting is the one who controls the outcome. Epictetus said, no man is free who is not master of himself. Freedom is not doing whatever you want. It's not being controlled by what you feel. People think power is in domination, money, or fame. But real power is in calm. It's in choosing not to be disturbed when chaos surrounds you. It's in walking away when your ego wants to stay and fight. It's in asking one simple question before every decision. Will this bring me peace? Because if it won't, it's not worth it. We live in an age of noise, opinions, arguments, endless distractions. Everyone wants to be heard, but few want to understand. Stoicism is not about being emotionless. It's about being emotionally intelligent. It's about feeling everything deeply, but not being ruled by any of it. To master your mood is to master your world, because you can't control people, events, or outcomes, but you can always control your perception of them. Seneca wrote, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. He was right. Most pain comes not from what happens, but from how we interpret it. You lose something and your mind says it's tragedy. But what if it's training? What if the universe isn't punishing you? It's preparing you. Every difficulty, every rejection, every failure, all of it is an opportunity to practice calm, patience, and courage. You don't control what happens, but you always control how you respond. That's the core of Stoicism. That's the art of a peaceful warrior. Ask yourself, what would happen if I faced every problem with curiosity instead of anger? What would change if I asked, what can I learn from this, instead of, why me? You would stop being a victim of life and start becoming a student of it. Pain would still exist, but it would no longer define you. Because a Stoic doesn't ask for an easy life. They ask for strength to face a hard one with grace. And that's where the power of mind control truly begins, not in bending the world, but in mastering your reaction to it. The man who controls his emotions controls his destiny. He can walk through storms and remain calm. He can be insulted and stay kind. He can lose everything and still not lose himself. That is power the world cannot take away. Socrates lived and died by his questions. When the world condemned him for corrupting the youth, he didn't beg for mercy. He accepted his fate calmly, saying, "The unexamined life is not worth living." To him, truth was worth more than life, because a long life without awareness is just a slow death. When he drank the poison, he didn't see it as tragedy. He saw it as the final lesson, that philosophy is not about speaking wisdom, it's about living it. And that's what Mind Hack Stoic is about. To remind you that peace is not found in control, it's found in surrender. Wisdom is not found in answers, it's found in better questions. Strength is not in dominance, it's in discipline. The world will try to pull you in every direction, but your mind decides whether you go. Every argument, every insult, every temptation, you have a choice. React or reflect, speak or stay silent, win or understand. Remember this: silence cannot be defeated. When you speak with anger, people hear your weakness. When you speak with calm, they feel your power. The strongest man is not the loudest in the room. He's the one who doesn't need to prove anything. He asks, he listens, and he learns, because truth doesn't need to shout. So take a breath. Slow down. Ask the questions no one dares to ask. What do I really control? What am I afraid of losing? What would my life look like if I stopped reacting and started thinking? These questions are not small. They are the beginning of mastery. This is your invitation to live like a Stoic, to train your mind to stay calm when the world burns around you, to walk with quiet strength, not loud pride, to speak with purpose, not noise, to ask instead of argue, to see instead of judge, because the one who learns to question his thoughts no longer fears the truth. And when you stop fearing the truth, you become free. You are not here to dominate minds. You are here to awaken them, starting with your own. This is Mind Hack Stoic, reminding you that real power lives in silence, and wisdom begins the moment you stop speaking and start listening.